Okay, session 46 of Curse of Strahd. Let's recap. Let me go to the home screen. So, last we left off, we had split the party, which is the best thing to do in every party. So the castle group, the ones heading toward Castle Ravenloft, got to the entrance in the carriage, rain pouring, and there was a drawbridge that connected the mainland to this pillar with a deep drop if you were to fall off the bridge or the bridge wasn't dropped. But you walked across the bridge and into the courtyard of the castle. Ronan had his awakened mind start scanning around, which we haven't gotten back to yet. You walked into the welcoming doors with the lit interior and the doors being already opened. And inside you saw some statues of red dragons on the ceiling, and then you walked into this entry hall with gargoyles sitting or squatting on top of you, looking down. And this familiar elf coming down the stairs and welcomed you to Castle Ravenloft, Rahadin, and said that the Lord of the Castle, Strahd, was not available at the moment, but would see you as soon as possible. Then soon thereafter, one Sasha and Escher came to you as well from another direction and welcomed you and asked you to follow them to the or did some flirting with Alexander, who redirected it to Ronan, and that was all fun and games, but then asked you to follow them up to the lounge where you would get dressed for something more appropriate for a dinner. And as you did that, I think we jumped over to the Vallaki group. In Vallaki, you were Irina, little Myrtle that you had saved from the watermill, or windmill rather, and Variac and Avery. You got let into town, taken through customs, as one is when entering Vallaki, but you headed to the orphanage to hand in or find a home for Myrtle. There, Avery took a small inspection of the place, finding there were children there who were acting like children are, running and playing with dollhouses and just being children. But he noticed that there were some bruisings on some of the children, and so this worried him. But as he went back, he met with the headmistress, who had been called, who after talking to you for a short bit, asked you to join her in the headmistress office. where she told you about problems at the orphanage. A month ago, a child by the name Felix had come to the orphanage, and after that, things had been a bit strange. These bruisings had started happening with the children without any explanation. 2 weeks ago, a child by the name Cedric had jumped off out of the second-story window to his death, and a week ago, 3 children had escaped the orphanage, and so you started investigating. You went up to the second story where there was the broken window, the boarded up window rather, and Avery noticed some scratch marks on the window sill, as if someone had maybe struggled. There was a struggle there of some sort. But that was where we left off, Alaki. In the castle, you were taken up to the lounge. You were taken care of. You read some books in the from the library there, or the bookshelf. And Etri's hair was combed, and you were dressed for the dinner. Alexander, one-handed, was undressing himself and dressing himself, because one hand was occupied with a book about Castle Building 101, probably. And once you had done your dressing for dinner, you got invited down to the dining hall, and there you hold on, that was the wrong thing. There you were met by Strahd playing the piano, and after some nice meals, you conversed about your pasts and how you'd obtained your skill sets and this and that, and were served your entrees after the starters were finished, and you were also served the red wine called Red Dragon Crush, that you know is the better wine of the Wizard of Wine winery.
We brought that because we're classy visitors. Yeah.
Yes, you were served it, but you also brought the bottle as a gift, which Strahd much appreciated. So yeah, we left off in the middle of the session, or in the middle of the dinner rather, and with this windowsill at the orphanage being the scene of some kind of a struggle. I wonder where we could start. We could roll for it. One is for castle, 2 is for orphanage. Okay, so we start at the castle.
Thank God, because I completely forgot everything you just told me.
Yeah, I'll I'll get you into it once we get there. All right. So, as you're sitting around the dinner table, I'll also get Variac into the mindset of being in an orphanage. By this is the second story of the orphanage. If you are getting pulled into this, yeah, there you go. You have the hand paintings of different children at the orphanage, and this is from the perspective of the broken, boarded up window. So there you go. All right. At the dinner table, Strahd, as you're served your entrees, he asks, oh yeah, I've got that whole thing. As you're served the entrees, he goes, do tell, I am curious, you have done a lot of things in my land, but what are your goals, your ambitions in my lands and otherwise?
Well, me personally, I'm not really trying to stay here. I sort of just want to go back to my home, you know?
What would be the reason for you wanting to return?
I like it at my home.
And you do not like it here?
No, not to say this is a bad place or anything, but it's not my home, you know? I'm sort of just visiting. It's like a vacation.
And I have a job I really want to do. There's a really pristine library near where I live, and I really want to work there. And that's been my life's goal since I was old enough to start comprehending books. And we also lost my sister here, so it doesn't really hold too many fond memories for me.
I'm sorry to hear that. This place is indeed dangerous if you find yourself in the wrong place, as is anywhere in the world, really. What about you, Etri? What kind of ambitions do you have?
I strive to feel the sun, the sun again.
Yes, that is indeed lacking in this valley. That is unfortunate, but well, it is the way it is. Well, I'm hearing that you all want to find yourselves out of my land in one way or another. How do you imagine that being achieved?
I mean, do you know how we could do that?
Well, it I would say that possibly if you help me out with the issues I have, I might find a way for you to find your way out of my land.
Should the conditions be agreeable, we would be very welcome to help in exchange for our unfortunate departure from these lands to go home.
He says, I was going to bring this up a bit later, but I could give you a request now, I suppose. You see, I have a history with the Vistani in this land. They have the capability of leaving it and entering it for an ancient promise I made them. They helped me out in a moment of need, and so I promised them that they are always free to come to my home, which I have extended to this day. There is a man who has come to my land who has a hatred for the Vistani, and he, as their protector, this man has set to his mission, made his mission to kill me. Now I would like to get this man to come here alive, and you could facilitate this. His name is Rudolf van Richten. He is a very dangerous monster hunter. He has many faces, many personalities, so if you find him, whatever story he tells you, you must not believe. If you bring him to me, it may be possible for me to help you escape this land. What do you say?
Forgive my hesitation, but what we're doing is a guaranteed result, and what you're offering is the possibility of a result. Is there any way that you can guarantee it? You've been able to do it in the past for others.
The mists of Barovia work in mysterious ways. They are not entirely under my control. There are other forces acting upon them. So I will try my best to find you out of my land if you help me with this one thing.
I see.
Do we need to give you the answer now? Like,
Well,
it's okay if we discuss a bit, right?
it is. I only say it as you have presented your wishes to leave my land. And you ask how one might do such a thing. I only give you a solution to your problem. But you may, of course, discuss it amongst yourselves.
Do you know where this man currently is?
I'm afraid I do not. But I imagine you might find him in a disguise of some sort in one of the settlements in my land. Or perhaps he is within one of the different sites in this valley. You have traversed a lot of it. Have you come upon any figures that seem to fit that bill?
I can't say in
Kinda.
particular, yes. So,
But I suppose finding him is part of your mission then.
unfortunately. We will look into this.
And as you're eating your entrees, or rather, you finish your entrees, and then you are served a colorful assortment of different fruits as dessert. And this has indeed been a royal meal, very delicious. And Strahd says, would you be interested in a tour of my castle after dinner, before I leave you to head back to whichever settlement you wish to go?
I point to the right of me. I know this man would.
Alexander's eyes get really big and they start to sparkle. And yes, I would love a tour. If you'd be so inclined to share some of the marvels of your castle, yes.
Of course. And as you're eating dessert, if there are any subjects you want to bring up, you can think about that. But let's jump over to the orphanage for a bit. Actually, I can bring you over to the battle map of this to get a better understanding of the layout. Second floor of the orphanage is here. Again, Variak, you have come to the orphanage to hand in Myrtle, the girl you saved from the windmill, and you came there. Avery discovered some bruising on some of the children, which as you came in, just a teenage girl came to the door, and she went to call for the headmistress Belasco, and during that time, Avery found bruising on the children. Didn't really get a sense of how they occurred necessarily, but as the headmistress walked down the hallway and Avery came from the room with the children, you talked for a bit, and she understood that you had saved this girl from the windmill, and thought that you were appropriate to maybe help her with her issues. And so she told that she didn't know how these bruises happened. There was this boy, Felix, who came in a month ago. 2 weeks ago, a boy jumped out of the broken window on the second floor, or the boarded up window now. And a week ago, 3 children escaped as well. And after that, the only thing you've done is walk up to the second floor, go up to the broken window at the end of the hallway, and found that there were some signs of a struggle there. There is also right on top of that a hatch, or rather a what's it called, a trapdoor up to the ceiling, or to the attic. So you guys are kind of currently trying to figure out what's going on here, because something is certainly going on. Also, she did mention that there is a one of the older kids who's kind of old enough to take care of the other kids has fallen sick, and she would ask you to look at him too. Milivoj, the gravedigger, but you haven't gone to him yet.
Got it.
A lot of information.
Lot of information. Dead kids, missing kids, sick kids.
Mm-hmm.
And an attic.
And this Felix you haven't seen yet.
Well, what could go wrong if we go in the attic, right? You know, that's, the classic horror movie trope. Go into the attic.
Okay.
Surely something must be up there. Like a spooky demon to kill you.
Yeah, well, what do you want to do? You're at the moment on the second floor. Bunch of doors open. As you look into them, you can see they appear to be bedrooms. One closed door at the end of the hallway.
My first thought is, man, those beds look mighty fine. 1 second I was off to go deliver a kid and get asleep, and suddenly I'm roped into a murder mystery.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, I'll go in the attic. I'll open the hatch.
Okay. Yeah, actually, Avery's next thought was to possibly go into the attic. So, okay. You move up, and yeah, I guess the three of you all find yourselves moving up into the attic to see what you might find there. Let's see here. Oh, that's interesting. All right. So you go up into the attic, and it's a large attic that covers it's just one huge room, and the only source of light in this attic is from the one window on the other side of it, and sitting there facing the window is a young boy.
Yeah, that's not ominous. Well, I'm not a holy person, and this seems like some freaky deaky stuff, so I'd probably ask Avery to go check it out, honestly. Like, go exorcise this kid. Cast out the evil spirits. Power Christ be with you and whatnot.
Yeah, Avery could probably start moving toward and say, "Boy, what are you doing?" And you can see that the boy turns around and in one of his hands, he appears to be maybe 8 years of age or so. In one of the hands, he has a knife, and in the other hand, he has what appears to be a wooden doll, and he's carving the wooden doll with the knife. Definitely seems like he's, too young to be allowed to use a knife, but nonetheless he's doing it. And yeah, I don't know what Avery would necessarily say here.
I don't know what I would say here.
Yeah, no one really knows.
Just,
well,
hey, you stay here and slowly go back down and close the hatch.
Like, never mind.
Yeah, I didn't see this. You stay. This is fine. Goodbye now, little boy with the knife. You splash some holy water on him.
I guess Avery would probably say, "What are you doing up here?" And he kind of, with a lack of emotion, just says, "I'm carving a doll." And so Avery probably goes, "You're far too young to have a knife. Give that here." Or some, yeah, possibly. He just kind of deadpan looks at Avery and says, No, I'm not gonna do that. Are you doing the Homer Simpson of?
Well, in my mind, I'm just thinking to myself, like, I don't got the spells for creepy kids right now.
You don't have the spells for creepy kids?
I don't got the proper spells to deal with creepy kids right now. I mean, I could obliterate them with a moonbeam. I can throw an ice knife into his chest.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you only have 2 spell slots left.
Yeah, that's why I wanted that rest.
Mm-hmm.
I could hit him with a shillelagh.
Yeah, right.
Use the power of the bonk to get rid of the evil spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm thinking of all my options, and none of them look good.
Yeah.
I could turn into a bear and just eat him.
But he's kind of in a conflict with Avery, but yeah, because I imagine that Avery would be kind of, he wouldn't just give up, right? He wouldn't just walk back and go like, okay, you be here, behave yourself.
I don't know if it's gonna do anything, but I'll kind of like walk up to the kid and, power of Christ compels you, splash some holy water on him, because I have that now, and I'll cast protection from good and evil on the kid.
Okay, you want to cast protection from good and evil?
Yes.
Okay. So you walk up and let's see, what does that do?
Probably nothing, but it's the best idea I had. If he's possessed, he can't be possessed or frightened, and if he is possessed, he gets advantage on any new saving throw against the effect to not be possessed.
Okay, interesting. Okay. Well, hot damn. Okay. So you walk up to him then. If you go all the way, I would say Irina has also kind of gotten closer.
Power of Christ compels you with the holy water.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Let me just double check. Let's see here. Where was it? Oh, is it this one? Okay. As you do that, first of all, as you approach him, he kind of tries to back away, but has the wall behind him to stop him from just running away. Oh, that was not the right. Okay. As you cast a protection from evil and good, you see him affected quite heavily by that, as he goes wide-eyed and then shortly thereafter drops unconscious onto the ground as a creature of shadow rises from him, and it is time for initiative on this side of the.
Oh,
I should have just pushed the kid out the window.
I mean, yeah, no, it's it's initiative time.
Next time, if there is a next time, I deal with a creepy kid and there's a window around, I'm pushing the kid out the window.
wait, what spell slots do you have?
I have one.
Yeah,
Second level.
You had
And
two.
that's it?
Now you have one.
I have my wild shapes.
Ah, that's good. That's good. You got wild shape.
I don't got spells.
Yeah, but you do have Irina and Avery who have spell slots.
Yeah, you're fine. No problem.
So, you know. What
I
is
don't
it?
even see a map, and it's still paused.
Oh, you don't see a map? I'll pull you into this map. I thought you had this map already. Can you see this now?
I do not own any token with vision in this scene. Oh my god!
Now you do?
I see something. I can see, not me, but I see I see light right here.
Okay.
And there's two
Interesting.
of me,
And there's two of you.
apparently, according to the initiative.
According to the oh yeah, there are two of you in the initiative. That's weird. What
12 is
What did you
also
roll
one.
first? You rolled 18 first. So I'll remove the 12 then. But you don't see this battle map.
I see a tiny little bit of light right here.
Okay. Curious. And if
I see the little token that the little icon that my token has. Oh, there's Bear Me.
Can you see the whole map now?
No, it's weird. Oh, and there's horse.
Yeah,
now-
sometimes it comes in as something else because you've got multiple tokens. Okay, interesting. If I do this, does that light up anything?
I'm gonna refresh.
Yeah, try refresh. Because it's it is. There is also a current bug in this in Foundry that's not, or that's causing some issues. Let's see here. This would probably be 20. But I suppose as that is going on, we can jump back to this dinner as I pull you to the scene and hopefully... Oh, you disappeared again.
Foundry just seems to be broken for me right now. I refreshed and it's not even loading me back in.
Weird. You were in the world for a short bit. Well, all right. So. Yeah, you can tell me if you see anything now. But at the dinner, is there anything you all want to bring up, ask about, or discuss?
Nothing important. I'd be trying to make some small talk.
I would have a question particularly about what Strahd's asking us to do.
Okay. What are you asking?
Is your intention to bring him here a attempt to communicate with him, to have a conversation? He seems to be seeking like a duel with you of some kind. Are you accepting that challenge? Like, because if this man is so desperate to meet with you face to face and take on the challenge of fighting you, saying that you accepted the challenge would probably bring him here fairly quickly. But
He says,
I just wonder if that's deception or not.
He is a creature of deceit and disguises. I doubt he would like a confrontation straight with me. He is a known monster hunter, capable of a lot. He has slain many a monster, and so no, I would not imagine he would turn up if I accepted him in a duel, as he would know that would lead to his death very quickly. I only wish for you to bring him here so that I can make sure that he cannot kill me.
Do you know if there are any other names he goes by?
Well, no, but he goes by many... he has gone by many names. Hold on. I'm pretty sure he might... he says... I only... no, I don't know any other names that he has gone by, but I would not imagine that he openly uses his own name, so he would most likely use a different name.
Is his name common in these parts, or is it uncommon enough that if we brought it up in conversation, it would give us a leg up in everything because we know that he exists?
There may be some books of his. He is an author.
Books.
As he has battled many a monster and has experience that he has then documented in books. So people might know of his name, but of his presence I doubt anyone knows by his name. But if you have found anyone who claims to be outside of Valaki, from outside of Barovia, then do look into them.
Oh my god, it's Pie's character.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm Strahd, guys.
Yeah, that. Jesus, haven't you learned anything? But he says, but again, if you value your chances of escaping my land, then this may be something that could help you in that.
I mean, okay, but I mean, do you have any other information we can go off of? Right now, it's sort of just find a guy who can look like anything and have any name.
In a land we have no clue about.
I imagine he would stick out still as something extraordinary, as he is nothing. He is not a common everyday person. So look for anyone who looks a bit more than more than the rest, I suppose.
Huh. Okay.
But again, it may be a difficult task, but it is one that I wish to have help with, that you could accomplish to possibly find your way out of here.
Yeah. Okay.
And as you eat your dinner, unless any other things want to be brought up, we can say that you finish your dinner, and he gets up of his chair, and again, I don't know if I mentioned it last time, but everyone except Ronan would have noticed that he has not eaten any of his food, and Etri would have also noticed that the red liquid in his cup is slightly darker, crimson-like.
Strahd's a vampire? What?
What?
Well,
I thought he was a devil.
In this game?
yeah,
No way.
everyone is calling him the devil, so mixed messages.
I didn't realize we were crossing over campaigns, Sammy. You should have told me beforehand.
Wait. Is it like supposed to be this point that we realize Strahd's a vampire? Were we not supposed to know it before?
I don't know if it's ever come up.
Because everyone knows Strahd's a vampire.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like on the
But, like-
player side of thing, it's kind of hard to hide.
Yeah, on the player side, but I don't actually know if it's in game if it's
Really?
come up.
I've always just been operating like, yeah, Strahd's a vampire.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily know every conversation you've had with NPCs, but maybe someone's mentioned it. But I suppose you might also take note of fangs in his mouth as he speaks, which, I'm not gonna say is off-putting. You have your kinks if you want to. of settling maybe. I don't know. Up to you. But as dinner is eaten or not, he gets off his chair and says, "Well, shall we take a walk through my castle?"
Alex is instantly to his feet. Yes, let's go.
Are you leaving the books on the ground though?
Yep.
Oh, you're leaving them here?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm leaving all the books there. Not
There's
there's more. There's more books somewhere else. I know it.
Okay.
Throughout the
You are now leaving the Tome of Strahd as well.
I would like to think that's one that he would grab. But I honestly think his excitement of getting into the basement would overcome him and he would leave it. So somebody else would need to grab it. Because I think Alexander would get too distracted.
Okay.
Ronan is not gonna notice it.
I
Yeah.
don't know if I'd be strong enough.
Strong-willed or physically? You can carry one book
physically.
without issue. But if you
How big is the book?
I mean, it is.
Paper's heavy.
It is a thick tome, but it is only one book. So I would say, I mean, yeah.
You could point it out to Alexander and he would come back and grab it. He'd be like, don't forget that one. But it's not on his radar at this point.
Yeah. I mean, you could try to grab it if you'd like to. You are.
I'll try to
enough.
grab it.
Okay. Yeah, it is pretty heavy. But you can carry it, though. It is pretty obviously something like it has the crest on the cover. So if you're carrying it, everyone might notice that you're carrying that specific book. Alex was trying to hide it amongst other books. But if you want to do that, that's definitely, you can do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
As we're walking through the castle,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it'll ever come up, but I will be looking for an ornate metal and stone lockbox worth 400 gold.
How very specific. All right. Well, you leave the dining room, and he takes you to the left, back toward the entry, where you first came in, and where you have the 8 gargoyles looking down upon you. And once there, you have the wide staircase that leads to the second floor, and then there's the door out, of course, and on the opposite side, to your right, is the door leading somewhere else. And he opens that door and reveals a hallway that goes to another set of double doors that lie open. And you can see that this hallway is flanked with this multitude of statues in armor and wielding these swords, and this ornate kind of circular panel or window on top of the double doors at the other end.
Not creaky.
Strahd says, this leads to the chapel of the Morning Lord of this castle. Are any of you religious in any way? I can see that none of you receive your powers from a deity, but do you pray to anyone?
Ronan shakes his head.
Alexander shakes his head.
I understand that there are forces beyond ours, and I do hope that they fold in my favor, but I do not particularly pray within one.
Knowledge and discovery is always interesting. So when it comes to learning about different religions, that's something that's always fascinated me in one point or another for my readings. But outside of that, that's where my knowledge lies.
Well, as we will come to the chapel, it is unfortunately in disrepair right now, but there have been many followers of the Morning Lord visit this castle through the ages. It is the one large deity of this land, along with Mother Night. And so it is only befitting that the Morning Lord is getting a place of prayer here. And
What has, as we're going in, Alexander will kind of pipe up and say, what has inspired you to keep this? Are you a man of faith yourself?
It says, I appreciate the ones of faith, and I have spent many years studying religion, reading the different books that are written by the followers of various deities. It is a fascinating subject indeed. And as you're taken into this chapel, you can see that it's sort of lit with dim colored lights filtering through the tall, broken and boarded up windows of stained glass. You see a balcony run the length of the west wall, that is to say, right above you as you enter it, and benches sort of cover the floor here in a jumbled disarray. Beyond it, you see, lit by a piercing shaft of light, an altar standing upon a stone platform. You see the sides of the altar are carved with bas reliefs of angelic figures entwined with grapevines. The light from above falls directly on a silver statuette resting on the altar. Strahd says, this always gives me many memories of times past when this was more in use. But I still find some peace here.
What happened to this place?
A lot has happened through the centuries that I have lived here. As I am not necessarily a follower of the Morning Lord, I see no value in restoring this place. But I still keep it as a reminder of times past. He says the architects of this castle were very good at their job. There was I believe you have been to the Fidatov Manor. Artemus Fidatov was one of the architects of this castle, alongside Kazan, the archwizard. And then he continues walking to the left, and then there is a doorway with a stair that actually, let me just double check. A stair that goes up, and he leads you up these stairs, and they creak as they are wooden stairs. They creak under your footsteps as you go up to the second floor, and you end up getting a perspective of the chapel from a balcony overlooking it. And in contrast to what this picture shows, there are not two skeletons in the two chairs there, or two figures in those chairs. But this is the chapel, but from a different perspective on the balcony overlooking it. And then he, as you do come from these stairs down here, he kind of makes a U-turn and walks through these double doors further in. As I assume you're all just following along.
Yeah. Yes, I will follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alexander would perk up kind of as they're traveling through.
Mm-hmm.
Why not reconsider establishing the temple just a little bit more for people to come visit once again? It would be a great show of good faith for the people of this land, and I think that they would really enjoy patroning something that they used to patron so long ago.
He says, this land is no longer the way it used to be one long ago. There was, if you have been to the Abbey of St. Markovia, well, St. Markovia was one who frequented my chapel, and St. Androl as well. But as those figures perished, it no longer seemed appropriate to host people at my chapel. and as he leads you into this second hallway that after opening the double doors, you can see that there is a 20-foot high vaulted ceiling draped with cobwebs here. You see these statues lined up here as well, and as you walk down this hallway, Strahd says, walking these hallways always brings memories to me. I remember people who came to my castle in the past, such as Duchess Delisnia. She was a woman quite fond of me, bringing her fool, Piddlewick. You might have been to the toy shop in Valaki. There was a toy maker, Fritz von Berg, who made a toy of the fool and named it Piddlewick II. And I know that the toy maker in Valaki is quite fond of Fritz von Berg. Have you met him?
I can't remember, honestly.
Blinsky's toy?
I don't believe so.
I don't believe so either. Though I could be mistaken. We've met quite a few people during our travels, so if we have met them, it's not out of rudeness that we don't voice our knowledge of them. Is purely out of lack of memory.
Certainly. I also remember one Petrina Velikovna came to my castle. I have, through the years, have many who have found me desirable. And as we walk through these halls, I will present my consorts to you, ones who have come to me and found me desirable, and who have found themselves in my castle as residents.
Mm-hmm.
And as he walks through the corridor, eventually coming to the end, opens the doors, and there's this short hallway that's perpendicular to this, but it's only about 10 feet wide. So 10 feet after opening these doors, there's another set of double doors that he walks up to and opens them, and reveals a larger chamber. As you come into this, actually we could do this in let's do this like this. And so. Can you all see now?
I can see, but there is game pause still up.
Yeah.
Yep, I can see.
As you enter this room, you see here waiting are three women, and Strahd, as you come in, says, "Let me present to you. You've already met my lovely Ludmilla, and this one is Anastasia," gesturing at the woman in the middle. And then there is Volenta, my beautiful consorts. And then he says, "I do believe that it would be an appropriate time now for us to have a bit of a dance." As you can see, some instruments starting to float into the room, as if carried by invisible servants, and they start playing music. But as that is going on, we shall return to the attic of the orphanage, and I'm hoping you can see this now.
I can.
Everything?
Yes.
Wonderful. Do you also see Avery and Irina?
No.
Okay, because I think they're in the darkness. Because this attic is dark. There is a light source coming from the window, but it only lights that so much. Well, I don't know even. Do you have a light source? Would you have used a light source if you had it? I guess you don't really, unless you have like a torch. But you like, the only thing you see here is the window, and now the shadow creature that came out of the boy.
Mm-hmm.
But well, we are as you cast your spell of protection from evil and good, and the shadow creature left the boy, who now lies unconscious on the ground. We have rolled for initiative, and you had an 18, which does mean that you go first, as this creature comes into existence.
Alrighty.
What do you want to do?
Well, I'm gonna use my final spell, and it's gonna be Moonbeam. And it's gonna go like right here, just to get him in the range of it. Or oops.
Okay.
Whatever.
Moonbeam on top of him. Yeah, that's where it can be.
I don't know if I put it wrong with the spell, but I want to put it where it's hitting him and not me or the kid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know. I get it. Yeah. I think.
I can put Moonbeam in the chat, I think.
Oh, is it this thing? Oh, there you go. Now it's where it should be. All right, very good.
And then, because I think I can do this as a Moon Druid, I'm also gonna bonus action turn into a bear.
Brown bear?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can. Now you're a brown bear concentrating on Moonbeam.
Yes.
Very good. Well, not sure if this fight was for just you all, as this creature at the end of your turn is going to use a legendary action. And is going to do a Shadow Claws attack. Let's hope this works. 17 to hit you
Yes.
for 20 damage.
Ow.
And you need to make a Constitution saving throw to maintain
Yes.
your concentration.
Thankfully, I don't know if I think I use the bears, but me and the bears are the same, so I'll just use the
Yeah,
bears.
I think it is. Okay, we
We
still have
plus
Moonbeam. Okay, so then it is its turn. It makes a Constitution saving throw. And
Yes.
did you roll the damages already?
I don't know if you want me to roll again, but when it cast the spell, it was just 5 damage.
5 damage, I can see that. And you've got DC
My
15.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
So if he succeeds, he takes half.
yeah. So as he saves from it, it appears he very much doesn't like it, though, as he's vulnerable to that. So it's reduced to 2 and then doubled to 4. So, you know, but it's still doubled. And then it is going to do a it's going to move away from it and is going to attack you again with its Shadow Claws for a 21 to hit,
Ow, yeah.
this time for 11 damage. And you can do your Constitution saving throw again.
Boom.
Alright, still maintaining it. Alright, that is all he does. Then we go to Irina, who takes note of the vulnerability here and is going to cast Spirit Guardians. And then is going to yeah, I mean, she can't really do anything beyond that. Oh wow, that's a lot of going on in that circle. Yeah, she's gonna stay where she is. Avery, or actually at the end of her turn, is going to do a legendary action to do Lashing Shadows, which means that everyone around needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Alright, bear, don't fail me now.
And so I'll do dexterity save there, and
Bear fail.
dex save. Yeah, Avery failed and Irina failed. Okay, So everyone is taking 19 necrotic damage. Holy moly.
And I am no longer a bear.
And Irina needs to make a con save.
So do I.
And so do you. And oh boy, you maintain your concentration there, but
Mom, I couldn't take my eyes off of Riley. She's like, "Why didn't you look at that?" I'm like, "I was watching you the entire time. It's hilarious."
let's see here.
Oh my god.
That is that. Avery goes. Avery. Does Avery have some kind of a Guardian of Faith? No. I guess he'll cast Spirit Guardians. So, hold on. How does he do that? Oh, I've got the wrong thing selected. Spirit Guardians. And I'll do... Oh boy, okay. Yeah, I guess that's all he does as well. And I'll have to remove the other one here. Wow, there's a lot of shit going on here. Well, whatever, that's all he does. Then the shadow creature is going to take his legendary action to I guess he'll attack Avery. With the Shadow Claws. Oh shit. With a nat 20. Are we for real? And he dealt exactly what Avery needed to go unconscious.
That's funny. I have no spells to heal him.
Well, that's great. Well, he is unconscious. And then it is your go. You still got your moonbeam going on.
You know, the moonbeam doesn't look exactly that great right now.
Yeah. You can still move it, but yeah.
Action to move it, unfortunately.
It is.
I literally have half a mind to do like what happened during the Baba Saga fight and just turn into a snake and like grab either Avery or the kid and just jump out the window.
Yeah.
Oh boy. This certainly took a turn, huh?
Yeah, pretty crazy turn.
I have no spells! I can't do anything really to fight this other than whack it with a stick.
Yeah.
Or I guess turn into another animal.
Yeah.
Alright, well that's my plan of action. I'll move Moonbeam right back on top of him and then I'll turn into a saber cat.
Okay. Alright. So move it and turn into the creature.
Yeah.
Okay. And Sabertooth. Very good. Then it is its turn again, making a Constitution save, and then you need to make a damage roll again.
Yes, he fails it.
He does fail it.
Where's this spell? Moonbeam, 2d10.
Come on, big numbers. Okay, that's much better.
Big numbers.
So, 32 damage to him. immediately looking hurt.
Well, that's good. That's a good sign.
That's a good sign, yeah. As I'm trying to remove these things, but they refuse to be removed. I don't understand why. Yeah, whatever. They're there. It's taking its turn now, though. And it's going to use its life drain ability against you, Variac.
Oh boy.
So it rolls a 14 to hit.
That hits the cat.
Okay. So that deals 3d6. So you take 9 damage and need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yes.
And you maintain concentration. It is going to gain half of that. So it seems to regain some hit points from that. It's going to move out of the shadow, and that's all it does. Irina is going to walk over here and is going to cast Cure Wounds on Avery. Avery regains 6 hit points and is back up. At the end of that turn is going to use another Shadow Claws on Variac for another 13 to hit.
13 still unfortunately hits.
For 14 damage.
14, alright.
And another Constitution save.
Yes.
Oof. That's,
Ooh, well, there goes Moonbeam.
yeah. That's a gone Moonbeam. Avery is getting pissed off now. And is going to... well... I mean... Spirit Guardian still feels like the reasonable thing to do, so he'll just do that again with his last 3rd level spell slot. Spirit Guardians, and he'll get up into the air, but not out of its range. That is all he does. Well, at the end, this one's going to do a Shadow Claws against Variac again. For a crit. Jesus Christ.
Glad I have animals.
Yeah. Stupid many crits. Okay, so you take 31 damage.
Okay, so I'm out of saber-toothed tiger form.
Yeah. And it is your turn.
Yes. And it's not looking great. Oh boy. I got nothing, folks. I jump out the window.
Okay. Are you doing that?
No. Oh boy. I don't know. I can't see it anymore because it moved down off out of my view.
Well, it is right next to you.
Okay, well then I guess I will, sure, I'll shillelagh and hit it with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah, I would say that the spiritual guardians are illuminating it enough so you see that it's right next to you.
Okay, cool.
So
here's my shillelagh attempt.
Our crit fail does not hit.
God.
Crits on the enemy side and crit fails on good side. Jeebus.
Yeah, I got nothing right now. Oh boy.
Well, come on, Sammy. You know you're used to that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just gonna. I'll take a hit. I'm just gonna move to the kid.
Okay, it's gonna take a Shadow Claws attack against you then. For a miss. Hey, that's almost a crit.
Yeah. Does miss.
It was close to a 20. All right. Well, it's taking its turn, and it's going to make a Constitution save, which it fails, and is dealt 36 damage. Okay. So it's just destroyed. Yeah. You see this mass of just darkness be attacked by a whole bunch of small fae that just eat it bite by bite until there is no shadow left there. Yeah, that's how you end a combat with just 3 people apparently.
I am fully tapped of everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but as I try to figure out how the hell I remove all of these stupid fae or these things, I used to be able to do it, but now I can't. So that's fun. With not to say I can't remove them the same way. At least something is wrong. But whatever happens there, we'll talk about in a bit. As in the audience hall, you are all met with these 3 women. And actually we're halfway through the session. Oh yeah, do we want to skip the breaks, because we always have breaks between the 2 parties? We can just jump into this, because I realized we're at halfway.
Sure.
So hold on, I just realized I didn't have the track ready here. That's the wrong. There. Oh yeah, we've got that. So the instruments come into the room and start playing music. Okay, no, they don't play that song. They start playing a waltz, and Strahd says, "Please, if you..." Oh no, what? That's not. How did I? What was that? Oh, this was the one. Okay. He he says, "Please, if you wish to dance with my consorts or amongst yourselves, feel free."
I don't know the last time I danced, it did not go exactly super well.
As you say that, the woman at the back, having this mask covering her face with a kind of a made of bone or something, kind of skips up to you, Etri, and says, "Would you like a dance? I can lead."
I would just like scrunch up my face and take her hand.
Yeah. And she skips with you onto the dance floor and starts dancing. What's Ronan and Alexander doing?
Alexander passed out.
Nope, Alexander's here.
Oh, okay.
He would. Yeah, I guess he'd dance with a first person here. Yes.
Are you asking?
Ronan dances with his brain.
That's smart. I'll ask this person to dance.
Okay.
With a trembling man.
Yeah, the one you previously met in the lounge. She accepts, though not as excitedly as the one with the mask. And you two start dancing on the dance floor. What does Alexander do?
Alexander would actually lean over to Strahd and say, my desire for beauty traditionally comes from, in the form of literature. Do you happen to have a library that I may peruse while the rest enjoy their dance?
Strahd says, "I'm afraid my private library is unavailable for guests to peruse in. But perhaps you would like a dance with me and we can talk."
I would be honored, and I will offer my hand to Strahd.
Okay. He takes you up to the onto the dance floor, and you all dance as Anastasia is a wallflower.
I would take the lead with Strahd.
Ooh, okay. Alright. Well, everyone roll me performance checks. As we're...
Does my condition make me roll with disadvantage? Or
Yeah.
is that just back rolls?
I'd say yeah.
Does me following give me advantage?
No. So I know that following isn't just automatically easy.
Guys, we have the professional dancer doing this. We can't BS our way through this.
I can lead. I can't follow. Well, I can follow a bit, but I know it's not just you just do it. No.
That's what it is for me.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you can.
I'm kidding.
Anyone can just do it, but then how good it is a different question.
Oh no, I can't do good.
But the old man kind of you already asked the one who didn't really find this idea exciting to dance, and then she feels the two of you kind of shake around as she feels your frail body shake as you're dancing around.
Ronan's barely noticing it though. He's just trying to have fun right now.
Yeah. I mean, you are looking looking fresh and getting to dance with a good-looking woman. Whilst the others are dancing quite well, and as Etri is dancing with Volenta, she asks you, so what are your interests? What do you like?
Well, I don't laugh, but I like to climb. There is a joy in being able to be free of the ground and to go wherever I may want to go.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. What if you climbed to a really high ground and then you jump down? I wonder how high you need to jump to die. You know?
I would actually love to see if I know this knowledge.
Okay. Well, let's say roll me a survival check. I guess it's a question about your survival.
Falling. Come on.
I mean,
What'd I get?
you.
Oh,
12.
Yeah, I mean it's you wouldn't, like, if you gave an answer, it would have to be a rough estimate. Like, you know that you can probably jump off a one-story building without even breaking a bone necessarily.
I've seen a lot of two-story jumps as well.
Yeah, you could, like, you start probably thinking like, how many stories? Like, maybe die.
And
like,
maybe a small handful of accounts of a three-story jump.
yeah.
That's about it.
So do you start telling her what you think that? What do you think about that?
I absolutely do. There is still curiosity and a morbid curiosity, so yeah, I'd start talking about, to the best of my ability, that the death zone is at 39 feet or above.
And she excitedly starts talking to you about morbid subjects. She brings up, one day when I walked around in the castle, I saw this little mouse, and would you guess how much blood is in just a small church mouse? It's way more than you would imagine.
That is interesting.
I could fill a whole cup with it. And some more. But as your conversation continues, Strahd, dancing with you, Alexander, says, impressive. Have you danced before?
I have. It kind of comes with some of the training that you have to do in college, though my preferred expression through artistry is reading and writing.
That is abundantly clear, actually, from how much you bring it up. Where would the tome be, by the way? Just as it is a piece of thing that you've brought along.
It is not with me.
Yeah, I was thinking, is it on Etri's person still, or did you leave it somewhere?
I would hope it's in Etri's bag, but I'm not sure what.
Yeah, because
what Etri
you
did
aren't
with it.
carrying your bags, right? Or unless you decided to do that.
No, if it were on my person, it would be in my arms. I don't think that I could carry it any other way, so I would probably set it like face down or against the wall near my dance site.
Okay, all right.
And as a perceptive fellow, while doing these conversations, am just keeping a general eye on my surroundings.
Okay, all right. Very good. So as you're dancing about, Strahd asks you, Alexander, where does this fascination for books come from? Do you have a family that does a lot of reading, or how did you get this interest?
The desire for knowledge has always compelled me, but I've never really been a fan of learning directly from individuals, because a lot of times when you are talking to them, they forget to add in key points or elements within what they are trying to teach. What I learned throughout my time is that when it comes to writing versus speaking, you tend to learn things in a lot more detail because people take the time to write down their most intense thoughts on whatever subject, versus when you speak to them individually.
That is very astute. I would agree. There is a lot of details left for the imagination in a conversation. And being a person of reading, and at this point actually you would have noticed that there are figures. Escher is on one side watching you all dance, and there is also a man you haven't seen yet. Just realizing that I didn't prepare this properly. There we go. You see this kind of spectral man standing by another of the doors, and as you continue your conversation, Strahd says, well, if you help me with this Rudolf van Richten issue, perhaps I could give you a tour of my library as well.
As well?
Well, you've impressed me with your dancing. It is not out of the realm of possibility. If you are impressive enough.
I think that could be arranged. Though I am curious. Prior to our departure, one of the books that I was reading upstairs, which I believe I left at the dining room table, which is incredibly rude of me. I do apologize. Like the look of just suddenly realization that he left all of his books that he had carried downstairs at the table. He's like, I'm so sorry. Normally, I'm really good about returning these things. So I apologize, sir. One of the things in one of the books that I was reading, which was Castles for Dummies, they talked about installing secret passages. Now, I'm not asking you to show me, but I'm just curious, is that actually a common practice in castles and structures?
Roll me a persuasion check.
Sure. Sure, hold on. Persuasion. Beep. Damn!
I mean, you still have your plus 10.
Yeah.
He says, well, one of the primary purposes of a castle is the fortification it gives to the residents of it. And as such, it is built to be resistant to war times. And, well, there are known to be secret passages to enter the fortified structure, or even in the worst cases, escaping it. So that is one aspect of a castle, indeed. There may be secret passages in a castle.
Can I insight check him to see if there is secret passages into this castle?
Sure, make an insight check.
Okay. Hey. 16.
He seems genuine. He, like, you get a sense that he's kind of indicating that there probably are secret passages in this castle, but he also, of course, seems to not or elude the specificities of such things.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. As that conversation is going on, I guess Ronan is just in silence, dancing around, or stumbling around, or I mean, you had an 11, so it's not the worst. Dancing around. Are you saying anything? Because she is not.
No, I won't say anything unless if she talks to me, I'll say something. But no.
Okay. So you two are just dancing in silence. Yeah. Volenta, after morbid discussion, says, "Do you want to see my masterpiece? I've built a masterpiece in the basement."
Have you now?
Yes. I have done a group project with Cyril. Do you want to come?
Okay. I apologize, but I would care to show this to all of my comrades here.
She says, they seem much more boring than you. I don't want to show them it.
Hey. Wood.
So wood. She says, so? You wanna come?
Sure. Alexander,
Yes?
I would,
Strahd.
well, I'd make a subtle gesture to the book lying face down on the floor with no crest visible. At least ostensibly, I don't know if they like crested up all parts of it.
No, I mean, the only thing is that it does have the lock or locking mechanism that is unusual for a book, which is of course visible as long as you have the the opening part facing out.
Right.
But I guess you could have that facing into the wall as well. But there's no press on the backside.
Front cover facing down, opening facing the wall.
Okay, yeah, so it's a big book, but otherwise somewhat nondescript.
Yeah.
Pointing to it and just like doing the non-verbal communication.
Yeah.
Okay.
I suppose I would also say I will be back shortly.
I will nod and give like a little wave as I'm spinning Strahd.
Okay. Nod and wave while I'm spinning Strahd. That's the first time anyone says that. Okay, so she takes you by the hand and moves you toward the door with the ghost.
Oh,
And she
I'm going to need a light source.
She says, oh, don't mind that. It's late. And she goes to open the door as this ghost kind of moves a bit to the side. And as she takes you through that door, you find yourself in a room that would probably have been Alexander's wet dream.
Blast.
Hold on, let me see here. You come into a room with hold on, if I just move you over here. You come into a room with dusty scrolls and tomes lining the walls, more scrolls and books lying scattered on the floor around 4 heavy wooden chests fitted with sturdy iron locks. The only unobscured floor spaces are directly in front of the door you are at, and on the door on the other side of the room. In the center, there's of the clutter stands a great black desk, and nearby is a tasseled rope hanging from a hole in the ceiling. As she leads you through the room and takes you to the other side, where you find yourself back at a stairwell that is familiar, going upstairs and downstairs, and she leads you down the stairs to the first floor, where you can see the dining room doors closed now, but still a familiar sight. And then she takes you down another level to the basement.
I would just like to say, while there is light in the environment,
Mhm.
I would like to reclaim my hand and just follow along as my own.
Sure. Yeah. You follow behind her. She lets you do that.
I am trustworthy enough to follow.
She says, "Sure." And as you come down to the basement, we can real quick jump back to the orphanage for a bit, where we still
Where
have.
Variac has fallen asleep.
Do we have a Variac?
Yep. I have fallen asleep.
Fallen asleep. Yeah. I guess what I'll do is I'll just delete the actors and the things disappear with that. And I need to figure out how to resolve that later point. But as you have, after a rough combat, defeated the demon, you can see the boy slowly coming to as you get ready to throw him out of the window.
Yep, I just give him one big boot, kick him right out.
And that's that.
And that's
Babucha.
that. That is how you end curses, by kicking kids out of a window.
Yes.
The demon inside of him, he was the good guy all along.
Yeah, that's how. Totally.
He was doing fine until we showed up.
Yeah, listen. It's always the kids. It's never the evil ghost, dark shadow demon.
Yeah. But actually, you notice that as the demon perished, that it had sort of made this room extra dark, and now as it has died, all of a sudden it becomes much more well lit in here, as if it had a presence of darkness about it. And the boy just you can see him on the ground sobbing, crying. Yeah.
I'll kind of just kids aren't really my thing, but
Yeah.
I'll kind of like reach a hand out to like go and like pick him up
Okay.
to like bring him downstairs.
Yeah. And Irina would definitely help with that. And as you sort of walk with him, he kind of comes to and is comforted by Irina and Avery and maybe you as well. But seeing as Irina at least is taking care of that, maybe you're relieved of your duty of being,
I do the very awkward like pat on the head, like
Yeah.
there.
They're there. Yeah.
There, Pat.
Yeah, you know that.
Yeah, but as he's getting comforted, he starts, between the sobs, saying, I got this, I found this locket, and I opened it, and then it came out of it, and then I couldn't control myself anymore. I saw myself kill my parents. I couldn't do anything about it.
Maybe we should go back to the whole kicking him out the window.
Irina's like, No, we're not doing that. Let's get to the others. And says also, continues comforting him like, it's all good now. We've dealt with the creature that took over your body. You don't have to worry about it anymore. And as you're going down, you come back to the sound of children on the first floor, where you probably go to the principal or the headmistress first. And as I try to reload here, there we go. Oh, again, you're a snake. Okay. Well, all right. Let me make you into a Variac and then pull you back here. Come on in. And as you come to the headmistress's room, which is over here, and Avery is at least visibly looking bad. You see the headmistress you've met before in some shock as you come there after this brutal fight, and says, oh my goodness, what has happened to you all? And Irina, or I mean, you unless you want to go into the descriptive mode.
I very bluntly go over the what happened. Like, hey, one of your kids had a straight up demon inside of him. We dealt with it.
Mm-hmm. She says, oh my goodness. Is that what has been troubling this orphanage all this time? Felix, are you good? And he's like looking destroyed in that he's crying, but Irina says he will be good. He just needs some time, I'm sure. But he's good now. And Miss Velasco goes, well, if this is the case, then I am very grateful. Thank you. This is great news.
Just to be safe, why don't the three of us stay the night and, stay to make sure everything is good and safe? Do you have any extra beds?
Oh, certainly. You can take some beds. In fact, the room with the three children that escaped was the room where Felix is staying. Perhaps you can give him company tonight. There are 3 beds there, and there are 3 of you. You're free to take it.
Thumbs up from me.
She says, I went to the local apothecary some time ago and recovered some potions that I was saving for some bad situation. But seeing as you are all in need of such things, and you've done such a great deed for us. I want to give them to you. And she takes a sack that's on one of the bookshelves and hands them to you as gratitude for your help.
I thank her, and I'm like, if there's anything else, you know, I'm gonna go to the room, make sure it's safe.
She says, well, I'm going to go and see Milivoj. If he's better now, hopefully. Have you talked to him yet, or seen him yet?
No, we were dealing with the situation here.
Well, if you'd like, but that's up to you. I'm not sure if he's good yet. He's just across on the other in the room, across the room with the children in.
God, my first thought was, are there windows in this room?
It is on the first floor, so it's not going to kill you if you jump through that.
Fortunate.
As if she's reading your mind. But if you...
Yeah, I guess I'll go and help check out this dude. But if he becomes a demon, we're gonna have issues.
Well, I really hope that's not the case. And if you follow along, Irina is gonna stay with Felix, sort of not leave him alone. But she leads you across the room, or across the corridor to the room with all the children playing at the dollhouses and chasing each other and reading stories to each other. And she goes to a room on the other side of that, where there is a man in a bed, or I guess a young man of maybe 19 in a bed, who's looking pale and sickly, but conscious and confused. As she or as the door opens, he looks at you all and goes, "I had such horrible dreams. What's going on?" And Miss Belasco says, "Oh, thank goodness you're awake again." See, no demons. And he starts muttering, "Oh no, what have I done? What happened? Do you just go through what happened?"
If he asks?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And I'm like, you know, maybe that's what was causing your bad dreams.
Says, that's, well, I thank you for helping me. I must confess there may be something else that's an issue as well. Days before I got sick, I paid the hunters, the wolf hunters, to try and find the 3 boys who ran away from the orphanage. But to pay them, I did a job for the coffin maker in town. He asked me for some reason to steal the bones of Saint Andros underneath the altar of the church. I saw the priest Lucian Petrovich one day walking underneath the altar and figured that was where he was keeping the bones. And I mean, the coffin maker ordered me to get them. That can't be good, right?
Would it be safe to assume he's probably cursed?
This boy?
Yeah. Yeah. You want me to roll to figure that out?
If he's cursed at the moment?
Or like getting the bones and doing something with the bones, yeah, would have cursed him.
Sure, yeah, you can roll a religion check.
Alright, well, I'm not good at those, but it doesn't hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't hurt to try.
Well, that's a good roll at least. Removing the bones of Saint Andros from the altar, it may have some kind of a curse to it, but the only thing you imagine is, I mean, that is a possibility, though. You get the sense that there has to be something they did for the church, that removing them from the church they don't do any longer. Like someone has ordered a job to remove them from there because they were doing something there, or that there's some innate magic in the bones that someone's using for something. But yeah, you're not. You don't know if he's cursed. You don't. I guess. You don't have any particular examples from your past where someone's removing bones from a church or otherwise from like they might lead to the person removing them being cursed, but not always.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would just straight up tell him that, like, there's a possibility removing the bones could have cursed you, and that's what's causing your state, or whoever you gave them to, it's not good magic.
Oh, goodness. Well, would it be solved if they were returned to the church?
Returning bones to where they belong makes sense to me.
I'm still far too weak to have the energy to help you, but I'm certain Father Lucian could pay you for returning them if you could help us.
We can get to that. Unfortunately, I myself am currently a bit weakened and I need a rest before dealing with anything further.
Well, if you're able to help, then Maybe that will lift the curse off of me. And I need to tell Father Lucian that I'm sorry.
I kind of look at him. I do the awkward pat, and then I kind of look at the headmistress. I'm like, all right, this is good. We'll do this, but you know, me and my pal here, we kind of need to rest first. We'll stay the night, make sure everything's okay, and then we'll go handle this.
She'll say, that sounds good. You're free to have a bed, as I said. And again, thank you.
Just nod my head and then boop 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 boop. Go
yeah,
bed.
yeah. As she kind of turns to, see to Milivoj. Okay, so you do all that. Sleep mode activated indeed. Okay. So, back at the castle, we go down to the basement. Let's see, this is the one. And as it is loading, there we go. I shall get entry in here with Volenta. So you come down the spiraling staircase to its end, and here you see a dimly lit hallway ending in a door. As I tried to pull you to this, but you aren't coming in for some reason. Oh, there we go. Just took a while.
We can't switch scenes without the assets loaded, apparently, is what is going on.
Yeah, well, it's also a recent bug that it's taking longer than usual to load these scenes. Maybe it's because they're so cool. But you come to this hallway. Can you see this now? Yeah. You come to the hallway. Door at the end. She goes up to the door, opens it, and reveals a larger hallway. On one end of it, how lit is this? Do you only see this left side of it?
That's as far as I get.
Yeah, I just noticed that's how far you get. You see the hallway kind of go into darkness on one side, and then there is one door right in front of you that you can see, and another door to your left, or the double door rather. And she's going straight to the double door.
Okay. I cannot see her token.
Oh, you can't?
So I trust that it's not going to be too important.
Yeah. But she goes up to it, and then she turns to you and says, "Are you ready?"
I will not. I am expecting the worst, so that I basically, no matter what I see, I'm not going to give off too much emotion, at least too much negative emotion.
Sure.
I'm trying to combat that.
Okay. Yeah.
Trying to be a tough boy.
Toughy. All right. There we go.
Mountains of crushed baby skulls.
Mountains of crushed baby skulls.
I don't know.
Coming up. I mean, it's not far from it. She opens the door in a grand gesture as I pull you into this scene. What lies in front of you is a room with that is the walls of this 20-foot high vaulted ceiling are a sickly yellow color, not because of faded or time-worn plaster, but because they are adorned with bones and skulls arranged in a morbidly decorative fashion, giving the room a cathedral-like quality. 4 enormous mounds of bones occupy the corners of this ossuary, and garlands of skulls extend from these mounds to a chandelier of bones that hangs from the ceiling above the long table constructed of bones in the center of the room. 10 chairs made of bones and festooned with decorative skulls surround the table, resting atop which is an ornate bull-skulled vessel made of yet more bones. The doors to the north and south are sheathed in bone, but the steel banded doors that you just walked through, as well as the ones doors to the north, the steel banded doors in the center of the east wall are not, yes, the ones they walked through. And above you is mounted the skull of a dragon. And she looks at you excitedly, waiting for a reaction.
I think the first reaction that she might parse is, in an odd way, wonder. Like, Etri is really just looking around at everything and, like, mentally zooming into all the details. So I think wonder is, like, a good way to put it.
Sure. Yeah. She says, isn't it a beauty?
It is incredibly macabre.
Indeed.
Is this an art piece or is it functional?
Well, it's functional, but it is mostly an art piece. Me and Cyrus have worked on this for a long time. But we finally got the dragon skull placed where it should be. And now I think it's complete.
I see that. That is impressive.
The mighty Argunvost, once alive, now on my wall.
It is quite the collection.
Yeah.
Are there any other famous names to go along with any of these? And he just gestures around the room.
She says, no, all the famous people are in the catacombs. But I don't mind my collection of nameless skulls and other bones. Strahd isn't really... I told him we could have the dinner here, but he didn't think that would be appropriate for guests, I guess.
I was about to mention, why not have dinner here? I think this shows a lot of effort and a lot of work in a very defined style, and I can congratulate you for this.
Thank you. Yeah, it's not just my work. Cyrus has connections to the Abbey, and some of the bones are from there as well. But yeah, it's taken a long time. I'm glad you like it.
Yes.
As you stand there awkwardly for a bit, taking it in, just yeah. What's Etri thinking as you're seeing this macabre scene?
What is the swiftest course of action back to the ballroom, basically?
Okay.
not even in a panicking manner, just like, okay, this is fine. I'm gonna go back now.
Yeah. Yeah. She says,
well, you have shown me your art, which is quite commendable. Would it be alright if we made our way back?
yeah, I suppose so. Let's go back. And then she takes you back out of the room and closes the door and skips along back toward the ladder or the staircase. And do you just follow her, or are you up to any shenanigans?
I might try to sneak a quick peek into one of the other two doors that I could see, but otherwise I would follow pretty quickly.
Okay. Well,
I guess, well, nah, I'm okay. I'll go with.
okay, sure. Oh yeah, you did see two doors, yeah. Just at the end of the light source, or edge of the light source. But okay, you follow her along back up, and come back to the dance hall, or as it is right now, a ballroom. And as you find your ways back, it would have probably been, the song had ended already, and there would have probably been a moment of just no dancing. Would there have been conversations had after the dance?
Thank you for dancing with me.
She goes, thank you. As she kind of makes her way to the wall to just observe. Yeah. Would you have gone to Alexander or anyone else? Or the next woman? Like, would you like it?
Would you like to dance? I was obviously great.
You saw me. I'm the best one.
No. once everyone stops dancing, I'll head over to Alex.
Okay.
Wouldn't do much. I'd sort of just wait till we continue on the tour or something.
Yeah, sure.
Still looking out for my ornate metal and stone lockbox worth 400 gold.
Yeah, it's
Not giving that one up.
Yeah, it's been lacking that right at the moment. But as you're waiting there, Strahd notes. It seems that your friend has been called for other business with Volenta. I hope they're behaving themselves.
What?
I'm learned
Yeah, you're
to
not
not.
there yet.
I don't know. I have a
learned.
black screen.
Yeah. Oh, you are.
Sorry.
You're over in a corner. You're like right here.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Okay, I
Move
see
to-
some
move
weird
to the other way,
dots
to the
here.
left.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I think you need to reload Beyond 20 or Foundry. I mean, it's a bug that's going on right now, so I hope they fix that soon.
Yeah, it'd be a shame if someone ruined your VTT.
Yeah, I know. They upgraded to version 9, and that's when the bugs have started happening. I guess it's a big upgrade, and modules have to fix their new bugs that aren't compatible anymore, I guess. But yeah. Sorry, did Alexander said something?
Oh yes, I've just learned not to question when my compatriots leave with individuals. I just question if they don't return in a timely manner.
I'm certain they'll be back in a jiffy. That's
Agreed.
a weird thing for Strahd to say, but that's sure.
Sure.
In a jiffy.
In a jiffy.
I will turn to Ronan, and knowing that he could be a good distraction, so I can go grab the book. I will turn to Ronan and say, Ronan, why don't you fill Strahd in on one of the reasons that you are known as the Great Ronan back in our land?
Oh, sure.
He, with interest, looks at you and says, please, I'm curious.
I will casually, as Ronan starts, I will casually make my way over to the wall and pick up the book.
Okay.
To demonstrate my greatness, Ronan would like to show the size of his brain by, first off, stopping my brain and then resummoning it here.
Okay. Okay, alright. So, and again, how does it manifest? Is it just... It's not a spectral brain? Or is it? I mean, if you
Yeah, it is an actual brain.
It can literally be look like that.
It looks exactly like that, yeah. I mean, the head isn't around it, it's just the brain part.
Yeah, just the brain part.
And like it comes out of my head and then sort of just like floats around me and sort of circles me a bit.
Says, well, that I must say is something I have never seen before.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive, I think.
Can you tell me about it? What is that?
It's a projection of my own brain. And let me tell you, it can do some pretty crazy stuff.
And the waltz has stopped at this point. And there's just silent, silent music going on in the background.
It can make things explode, you know? I won't demonstrate here because it's very nice, but...
With your brain?
With my brain, it's really cool.
Well, that is indeed interesting.
In fact, if you would like me to demonstrate, I could make you double in size.
we don't have to do that now. That is
Okay.
fine. But do tell, how did you come to learn to remove your mind from your own?
Wow, that is a good question. With me getting older and not being as young as I used to be, my brain sort of just used to, not like this brain, my mind, my imagination. It used to sort of just wanders around sometimes. It just, I get distracted, I guess. I like to daydream. And, just one day when I was practicing my magic during spells, that sort of took on like a completely new form. Where, me just like thinking about random stuff, it just came out of my brain. I don't know how it happened. I don't know how I get most of my magic. It just comes. But, yeah, that's just how it happened.
Interesting. So you just happened to level up one day and...
Yeah, exactly that. Well, I try to make it a point to, like, maybe an hour every day or 2 hours when we're resting. I'll do a couple of spells here and there to sort of just, like, practice and try to get better. It sort of came from that, I'd say.
Did Alexander go up to Escher for something specific?
Yes. Yes, he did.
Okay, what up?
So, hey, in the dining room, I left some books. I don't want to be rude and leave my host, but is there any chance that you can go grab them and bring them back? I don't want to be disrespectful and leave my things scattered about.
He says, you don't have to worry. Those have been brought back to where they belong.
But I wanted to use them as... would you please go get them? I want to use them as a course of topics to talk to the Lord about. And now they're gone. And I like to point out things in passages when I discuss stuff in books, if I can actually physically have the book with me.
They are things that belong to Lord Strahd. So if you can get him to agree to give you his books, then by all means.
I do not wish to keep them or to house them. I wish to have them nearby so that way when I pique conversation about said books, I can gesture to them and point out specific passages that I found interesting. I think as somebody else who's also an avid reader, judging by the way he expressed his love of books as well, I think it would be fun to be able to reference them together.
Says, well, I think you'll have to leave that to a different time. I think the tour is about to end here, and so...
Well, we are short on time in general, which is kind of why I wish you wouldn't have taken them back, but I digress. Thank you, and I will begrudgingly and very sadly walk away from the man.
Yeah.
He took my books.
Yeah. Yeah. But as Etri and Volenta come back... Volenta, yeah. Come back, you see as Strahd kind of looks at you all. I would say let's just make a general sleight of hand check. I'll have Etri and Alexander make sleight of hand checks to represent how well you've managed to hide this book during this dinner.
During, like, the whole event?
Yeah. So Etri's done a good job. What
And
about
here's Alex's.
Alex? Well,
Natural
darn.
20.
Okay then.
Oh my god, we took it right to Strahd and are leaving with it.
Yeah. This would have been the time when he's like, and the book here. But he turns to you all and says, "Well, I am most grateful for your company tonight, and it has been a pleasure. Perhaps we can do this another time as well. But all things have to come to an end at some point, and the night is growing, getting closer. So follow me to the entry hall, and you are then free to take the carriage to whichever settlement, Barovia or Valaki, you wish to go to. And it will take you there. But otherwise, this is it for tonight."
I understand. Make sure that Volenta is invited to the dinner next time too.
Gives you a curious look. And says, "Interesting. All right." And starts to move down. And as you can see here, there are 2 stairs that go down. She goes down one of them as Escher goes down the other. And is everyone following along?
I will, unless someone already grabbed it, I will, I would say palm, but I'll arm the book.
I think
Alexander
Alex
took it.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
that's
got it.
great.
So Alex has it now. So you are led down the stairs, and you can see that both of the stairs going down lead to the same place. It is a kind of large landing, and you can see there is a. I'll just. Actually, is there an image of it landing? Yes. Let's just go with this smear. If I can get it. Come on. All right. You come to a grand landing with a sort of shields emblazoned with symbols on the walls, and there are 2 alcoves with armored or just suits of armor in them, and let's see here. And each suit of armor clutches a mace, the business end of which is shaped like a dragon's head. And there is also words engraved on the arches above the suits of armor, but they're scratched out and illegible. There are frescoes 20 feet overhead depicting armored knights on horseback, and you are led down into this, and then go to the right, which leads to a winding staircase, the wide staircase that you saw in the entry hallway, since this leads to that. And once in the entry hallway, or the entry chamber, I suppose. You stand by the door leading out, and Strahd says, again, I thank you, and you can walk to the carriage, tell where you wish to go, and it will bring you there.
All right.
So,
And yeah, I'll start making my way out to the
yeah.
carriage.
And he'll just quickly remind you and says, and do remember our arrangement if you ever find this Rudolf van Richten, to bring him here alive, and we can help each other that way.
All right.
Thank you
Well,
for
thank
the
you for having us.
yeah, thank you for the invitation to the wonderful dinner and the very gracious company. It was very much appreciated in a time where eating off of the land can only be so fruitful. So thank you for the great food and the wonderful company and the lovely dance.
Thank you. So you are led out, or rather, you just go out and find your way. Are you doing any shenanigans, or are you going straight out to the carriage?
Alexander is holding his tongue. He has many questions for both of his party members that are here, but he is essentially looking at Etri, letting him lead the way, and then once we are out of Strahd's circle and out of his carriage, much to discuss.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to guarantee an out right now.
Mm-hmm.
So getting to the carriage and having it start moving is like,
Yeah.
let's just do
Ultimate
that.
goal. It's like
So
peak goal right now.
It's your life goal right now.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. And Ronan, no shenanigans.
You know, I'm gonna do the same as the other two.
Okay.
I like my life.
And in contrast to what one might expect, you find yourself at the carriage and take a seat inside.
Yeah, once we get inside, I let out a sigh and my shoulders drop, and I look to the others and say, I'm glad we made it out of the more dangerous half of this mission. In reference, of course, to Variac and the others, because they are on the safer path of this mission.
Right. Yeah, they didn't have any problems.
No problems.
Alexander will nod and say, I'm just looking forward to meeting back up with them and discussing everything that we've encountered recently. So I do think that getting somewhere post haste is a good idea. And as he's speaking, he's kind of like looking slightly around the carriage, just making a clear point, like, I don't know if he's listening, but he could be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But as the carriage starts to move away from the castle and the bed of the orphanage feels much needed, I think we'll, not really reunite the group, but both parts of the group are at Valaki at the start of next session, I'd say.
We We'd find each other for sure.
Yeah, everyone can mark a long rest onto your characters.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh yes!
That's all Pie's been thinking about
And
this
That's
entire
all I've
session.
been thinking about since the
That's
game
all we
started.
wanted.
And I think somewhere along this whole ride, I probably should have awarded you with a level. So at this time you're level 8.
Oh sweet.
Snapple. Here we go.
Okay.
Yeah, because you did. I actually think that the whole Irina quest line should have awarded a level. So
Oh, 2 level up.
no, this wasn't any major goal yet, but I'll give you a belated level up here.
All right, let's
Oh,
roll
God.
the die.
Um,
Give me a 1.
yes, it.
Oh my god!
You are allowed to re-roll, but
No, sir.
make a Constitution saving throw, Ronan,
Of course.
at the end of the night in the carriage.
Okay, 4.
Oh, I can now turn into flying beasts.
Oh, that's cool.
I need a D8.
So let me just end this session with telling how Ronan is
Ooh,
feeling
7.
Oh yeah, how am I feeling?
after your 4 on a con save.
End up. Level up.
Hold on, let me see here. Oh, there it is. You're starting to hallucinate. Shapes, colors, noises assaults you from your periphery, and you have a hard time focusing on any given task. Your proficiency bonus is reduced by 1.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, Snapples. Oh no.
Oh, that actually really fucks me.
Yeah. I will say, you're at the end of the, you're at the like end of the cycle or the addiction. Not saying how close to the end, but it's getting there. But you're feeling like shit.
Yeah.
Hallucinating, shaking, and all that good stuff.
He's still got a smile though.
Old man happy. Great.
Yeah. All right. Well, there may I might actually start next session with a bit of an Amiramare dream sequence.
Dream sequence.
All right.
But yeah, let's end the session there. And oh, nice. Maximum charisma is always good. You had you had 18, so now you're all charisma'd up.
That's not what I wanted.
Well, yeah. I think for the sake of it, we'll just subtract 1 of all your attacks and damages that add your proficiency. Or no damages at your proficiency, but attacks and skills and saves.
I can cast a spell through my mind 1 less time now.
Oh,
And that sucks.
that's unfortunate.
This really sucks.
Yeah, your proficiency doesn't go to a +4 at level 8, right?
And it goes to +4 at level 9.
Oh, at 9.
So I'm down to 2 now.
Yeah. Yep.
And still my -8 max HP.
Yeah.
And disadvantage on everything.
Yep. And attack rolls and saving throws. I'd say attack rolls and dex saves.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Feels good, man. Feels good.
Yeah. But I'll end the stream there. So thank you for watching. Did we get any Russian bots? No, we did not. I deem it a failure. But okay. Thank you for watching, if anyone's watching this, and happy dungeon delving. Say goodbye to YouTube.
Bye.
Bye, YouTube.